All right, let's talk about one of the sharpest minds in business today, Alex Hormozi. So many entrepreneurs struggle, right? They can't seem to create offers people actually want to buy, and building a truly profitable business feels impossible. Well, today, we're cracking open his book, $100 Million Money Models, to figure out exactly how he went from zero to a nine-figure net worth.
And look, this isn't some motivational poster quote. This was his actual life. I mean, picture this, sleeping on the cold, hard concrete floor of his first gym. He'd bet everything he had on this business, and it was tanking. He was down to his last month of cash before it was all over.
So the big question is, how do you go from that to a $100 million net worth? I'll tell you right now, the answer isn't just work harder. Nope. It's about a complete shift, a total rewiring of how you think about making a sale, and even more crucial, what you do after the sale is made.
So Hormozi's big light bulb moment, it didn't come from some fancy seminar or a business guru. It came from a totally random conversation with a guy at his gym who happened to own the storage unit place across the street. And this guy asked him a question that would completely change the game for him.
And the answer, get this, was $127. How is a free month of storage worth $127? Well, because getting a free storage unit just creates a bunch of new problems, right? Suddenly, you need a lock, you need boxes, tape, insurance, and guess who is right there to sell them every single one of those things? The owner. He had mastered the art of solving the next problem his customer didn't even know they had yet.
And that experience, that's what unlocked the whole thing for him. He realized you don't build a business on one offer. You build it on a sequence of offers, a strategic flow. And the engine that drives that whole sequence, that's what Hormozi calls the value equation. Okay, so this right here is basically the secret formula for making an offer people can't refuse. Think of it like a fraction. On the top, you've got two things: the customer's dream outcome, what they really want, and how much they believe you can actually get them there. On the bottom, you have the two things that destroy value: how long it's going to take and how much effort they have to put in. Your entire job as a business owner is to crank up that top number as high as it'll go and crush that bottom number down to as close to zero as you can get. Let me give you a perfect example. Renting a car. You walk in, you see the sign for a $19 a day deal. But then what happens? First, they offer you an upgrade to a bigger, nicer car. Boom, your dream outcome just went up. Then they offer a late return option for a small fee, which totally reduces the stress and time delay. Next up, premium insurance. Now your perceived likelihood of having a problem-free trip goes way up. And finally, hey, want us to just fill up the gas for you? That reduces your effort. Before you know it, you're walking out paying $100 a day, and you're actually happy about it. They just systematically took apart and rebuilt the value equation right in front of you. Okay, so you get the equation, but how do you actually build a whole business around it? Well, Hormozi lays out a few different monetization models. Think of these as the overall blueprints for your company. And to build those blueprints, you use four fundamental building blocks, four basic types of offers. Honestly, the best way to think about them is like Lego pieces. You snap them together in different ways to build your own custom money-making machine.
Now, the real secret here is not to think of these as just one-off tactics. They're all part of one big system, like interlocking gears. For example, if you're running a high-ticket coaching business, your attraction offer might be a free webinar. If you have a software company, a recurring revenue model, your attraction offer is probably a free trial. You see? You use these different pieces to construct the entire journey for your customer, from start to finish.
And when you actually get all four of these working together in a smart way, you stop just making random sales. You're not just a one-hit wonder anymore. You've built a predictable, reliable system that turns complete strangers into loyal, long-term customers who keep coming back for more. All right, let's really get into the weeds on one of these. I want to talk about one of the most powerful attraction offers Hormozi ever came up with. There's a reason he calls it a Grand Slam offer. It's the win your money back offer. And trust me, this thing is an absolute game changer.
This is the exact offer that pulled his gym business back from the dead and turned it into a powerhouse. I'm talking, it turned $1 of ad spend into $34 in revenue in just 2 days. It's not magic. It's the psychology behind it that's just brilliant. And what's so cool about this offer is how flexible it is. You can set up the win in a couple of different ways. It can be based on results, like lose 20 pounds and you get your money back. Or it can be based on actions. Show up to every single session and you get your money back. See how that works? It makes this concept something you can plug into pretty much any kind of business. And this right here, this is the number that just flips a switch in your customer's head: 0. Think about it. From their perspective, the risk is almost completely gone. You're basically telling them, look, just follow my plan, do the work, and if you get the result you came here for, it's free. It's an insanely powerful promise that just maxes out that value equation we talked about.
So this is why he calls it a grand slam. First, you get a ton of cash up front, which you can use to grow the business. Second, way more people say yes because, hey, the risk is super low. And third, and this is the kicker, the offer actually pushes them to use your thing, so they get amazing results and become your biggest fans. But here's the real secret Hormozi shares. The big money doesn't come from the people who quit. It comes from the people who win, who are so thrilled with their results that they immediately ask, okay, what's next? What else have you got for me?
Okay, so how do you actually take all this and build your own money model? Well, the most important thing to remember is this isn't about just copying and pasting these offers. Anyone can do that. It's about really internalizing the mindset behind it all.
You've got to stop thinking of your business as just a series of one-off transactions. It's not. It's a relationship. And in that relationship, your job is to always be on the lookout for the next problem you can solve for your customer. Because the second they buy something from you, you've actually created a whole new set of problems or needs for them. And your job is to be there, ready to solve those too. And that, right there, is the real secret. Answering that question is step one to building your own $100 million money model. So I want you to think about your business right now. After someone buys from you, what new problem have you just created for them? And what's the irresistible offer you can build to solve that?